Though, give me a second. I'm going to try to get this set up so I have a good angle going. Turn my volume down. Sorry about that. Will you be able to see if I have it like this? And I have a little lag, so if anybody asks me anything, it might take a minute for your comment to come up on my other device. And of course, my other device is losing its signal. So can you see okay? Is this view all right? I want to take a second here and share this on Facebook. I think I'm still connected. I keep losing my signal on my other device. I'm going to just go ahead and move on. I wanted to Periscope this because this is a brand new journaling Bible that I got probably 3 weeks ago, and I just had it sitting there because I was afraid to do anything to it. And I started doing pages, but then I figured this was my very first page that I did. But I figured out that if I was going to do the art on the edge, if you have a new Bible, it's probably best to do it before you start doing your pages in between, because they start to stretch out a little bit and they'll hang off, and it won't be as easy to get a nice even impression. So what I used on here is some stamps for my images, and I just used 2 sets of stamps, the flowers from Delusions, or Dilutions, and then I got these on Etsy. And I didn't use an acrylic block when I stamped them. I just put the stamp on my fingers and stamped it, because it's a little uneven and you get a better print that way. And where it didn't print, I just used a marker and went over it. And this is what it looked like before some of the coloring, actually. This is hard because my device is like 30-second delay, and I'm waiting for it to show. I don't know how much of a delay it is for everybody else. Are you seeing the white side, Jessica? Everybody, you have to bear with me. It's my first Periscope of process. I've only done one other Periscope. And if there's anybody you think might enjoy this before I get started, go ahead and share it. Share it with your other followers. And the other thing I did, I got these little clips from the Dollar Tree just to kind of clamp the Bible so I wouldn't have to hold it as hard with my hand because it does hurt my fingers after a while. So I just put something to protect the cover a little bit from the clamps to hold it. I still squeeze it as I'm doing it, but this way it helps somewhat so I don't have to squeeze it as hard. There's such a lag on this. I see your comments like 30 seconds later. And then what I used on here, besides using ink, I used my archival ink to stamp it because it's waterproof. And then I'm using ink tints to color it in because they're like watercolors. You have a little more. Sorry, I just lost connection again. You have a little more freedom with the ink tints, but then once they dry, they're permanent. It isn't like watercolor that once you get it wet, it'll reactivate again. Once they dry, they're permanent. Sorry, I keep messing with my other device to try to get it to catch up here. Try to restart it and see if that works. If not, then I'll just move forward and quit messing with it. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'm just going to go ahead and get started coloring the background in here and then just fixing some of the flowers. I am here. Just give me 1 second, please. This has to be the most terrible Periscope that I'm leaving such air, dead air. I wanted to get the link posted on Facebook though, so if anybody else wanted to join. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate them. Okay. So I'll kind of keep my eye out if anybody has any questions. Easy for you to say, Jess Hoff. Hopefully my hand is steady enough because I'm nervous that I won't color out of the lines. I have cats banging on the door to get in too. Ink tense blocks. These. They're like watercolor, but they're permanent when they dry. move my... With the ink tents, you can kind of go over it while it's still wet and blend some of this so it's pretty blended for the most part. I'm going to go through and darken up around. That was something I kind of wanted to get opinions of. If you think I should color the words in all black or color them in colors. I don't think I want to leave them white. So I wanted to see what you guys thought. With it white? That's what Rob said too. Go Cricket. For my mother and niece, you can tap the screen since this is your first time periscoping and give me hearts. Just in case you don't know that. I didn't mention either, I originally seen Rebecca Jones on YouTube do this, and she said that it was started, the actual name, Art on the Edge, by Jan Gray. But that's what inspired me to do it, is seeing hers. Yeah, and I'm squeezing it pretty tight too. And I'm not using a ton of water. That's why I chose the ink tints. I know other people have done it with watercolors. And if I miss any comments, I'm kind of looking here and there. I don't want to paint one of my flowers green. Is there anybody in here that came over from Facebook? Well, thank you for coming over. Do you have any questions on anything? Not sure when you joined in. I thought going around all the letters and flowers were going to be really tedious, which it is, but it's relaxing. Jess, what do you think of Periscope so far? Did you do your sides of your Bible, L. Cooper? Have you started journaling in your Bible yet? Because I think it's easier that this is a new Bible. That's why I wanted to get it done so I could start doing pages in my Bible, because I figured it'd be easier to do the edges before I start bulking it up with the pages, with gesso and everything, because I gesso my pages. Jessica, I missed your comment, sorry. There you go, Aiden. Is he right there, Jess? Yeah, I think if you haven't started journaling in your Bible, because I had mine for 3 weeks and I was terrified to start, and then today I just said I'm going to do it. Actually, I started stamping it last night, and after I got that done, it relieved me a little bit. I just didn't want to mess it up. Good, you both should start doing it, Jess. Yeah, I did one page about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and started thinking I want to do the edges, and I knew that if they were stretching out and poking out a little bit more, it'd be harder to stamp it. Maybe Santa Claus will bring him a journaling Bible, so he wouldn't have to do that. Thanks. I'm a girl that likes a lot of bright color. The process is going a lot faster than I thought it would. I thought I'd do a little every couple nights, but I've pretty much done it in a couple hours today. All I did was I used 2 sets of stamps. They're stamped images, the words and the flowers. And I stamped them with archival ink from Ranger. let it dry real good because it's waterproof. I'm not sure who knows what, so I'm just going to say it as if you don't know. And then I'm coloring it in with the ink tints. I'm not sure if you're familiar with those, but they're like a watercolor. And once they set, they're permanent instead of reactivating like a watercolor because they're actually ink. You can work with them a little bit, but once they're set and dry, then they'll... That's why I figured it'd be better than doing a watercolor. And if I missed anything else, just go ahead and ask and I'll try to answer best I can. The stamps I used also, the words were from an Etsy shop. And I think her name was God Bless Your Art. And then I used the Dilutions stamps with the flowers. I got the clamps at the Dollar Tree. I think it was 4 or 6 in the pack. I've seen people tape them with washi, but I figured the clamps would work better and they hold good, and I'm still squeezing it with my hand just to make sure the water doesn't seep in. I don't even know how long I've been on here. I know it took me quite a few minutes to get started, but it hasn't taken that long to color this in. Gigi, are you still here? Are you caught up on the book? Okay, I finished 4 today. We're, just in case anybody wants to know, me and my niece and my mom are on here, and myself, we're reading this book by Rachel. I can't pronounce her whole last name, but on here it's Wojo. And it's a great book. It's a great Christian book. Sorry if I'm blocking it. Trying not to. I'm actually going to move my clip. Sorry I'm not saying much. I'm just trying to concentrate because I don't want to color out of the lines. Nope, this was my first time. I was very scared to actually do it, but I just jumped in and finally did it. I had watched somebody else do on theirs on YouTube different designs and stuff. Some people will draw and just doodle or draw their own, and then do stamps too. There's another girl, Robin Pinder, that I've been watching. She has a really beautiful Bible with art on the edge. I'm just relieved I didn't have too many pages done because it did make it easier because it's laying flatter. On YouTube, I watch Rebecca R. Jones. She has a Bibling challenge, and she does the videos for all the challenges. And Robin, the girl that I was talking about, Robin Pinder, I don't remember her screen name, but she's here on Periscope. She's in my friends. I follow her. If there's anybody else in here that does this, I would be happy to follow you. There's so many people on Periscope doing this. Actually, they're having, have to think of their names. Susan Hiles, I think it's Shiles. I don't know the number. She has some numbers after her name. They're having a inspiration or some sort of hop tomorrow, doing Bible journaling. They're going to be passing it from one person to the other. But if you're following, share. I forget the time. I want to say it's 11, but I'll share it out from my Periscope if anybody wants to join in that. Just want to go over and try to blend some of this so it's not so blotchy. Yeah. Did you happen to see what time it was at? I watch their art. They do an art hop on Saturdays, or pass the brush. And I've seen those, so I'm sure the Bible journaling will be just as good. Sorry, I took it out of frame. I know a couple of the people came on and did like a promo for it and said what time it was going to be, but I can't remember. There we go. Noon. I was an hour off. I see a cat paw under the door. My cats are trying to break in. I really think I want to color the words all black. I think they'll still stick out. And I want to give the flowers a little more depth. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Ah. Well, I don't want this to be too boring, so I think I'm going to end the scope. If nobody has any other questions. Thank you, Christina. Did you just get here? Yeah, I'm trying to... What do you think? I've asked, I don't know who came in at what time, but some people say to leave the words white. I think I want to color them in all black. I think they'd stand out. They do look good white too, but anybody's opinions? Other than that, I'm almost done, other than just putting a few more shadows. I want to darken up some of the green in between the flowers around the edges. Everybody votes white. Maybe I'm going to have to leave them. I should have been a little more careful around them then. I think white is ruling. Nobody said anything different than white but me. Looks like nothing leaked in, so that's good. My clamps. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do, is just outline the edges and make it the white pop a little bit more, because I did cover up some of that black. That's a good idea. Well, I think this is, other than the tedious little highlighting and shadowing and outlining. Yeah, it dries really fast. I'm not using a whole lot of water. It's Inktense, so and then it's set. It won't drip when I'm doing other pages. It won't, run into the other pages. But I'm glad I finally got the nerve to do it. They're on the pricey side, but I missed that last comment. But on the Inktense, I had bought the pencils first and only a 36 set. And then got the blocks. They have pencils and blocks, which I thought the pencils were going to be easier for this, but it really wasn't. It was already stamped. I had done 2 sides, and then this side was just stamped and the flowers were colored. Just do it. That's how I felt. I'm telling you, just jump in and do it. You'll be pleased and relieved. I waited and waited, and now I feel like I can move forward with it. And I'll just show you real quick how I stamped, if anybody wants to see that. The first set, the flowers, is a Dilutions. Sorry, I'll pull it out. This is the set for the flowers from Michael's. And that was the flowers. And then all the words I got on Etsy from someone called God Bless Your Art. It's hard to see because I don't have anything behind it. But all I didn't use a acrylic block on the cling stamps. I just took it and I used the archival ink. And I kind of stuck it to my finger like that. And then just held it together. Actually, I had the cover open when I did this part. And I got it as flat as possible. Move this out of the way. I got this part as flat as possible. And then clamped it with my clamps before I stamped it. Clamped it and stamped it. And the sides were really easy. It's this part because my Bible has a little dip a little bit. But if you really push at the spine, you can get it to lay flatter. I use these clamps from the Dollar Tree to hold it. And when I clamp them on the cover, I just put some paper towel or tissue paper to protect the cover, so it doesn't make any marks on it. And then I just took the stamp and did like that. And then I did some of them offset. And same with the words, I just held them with my finger, because if you put them on the acrylic block, this is a little cheapy, but on the edges it would probably work, but it doesn't hit it perfectly because it's holding it so straight. So using your fingers is using it in your hands better. And that was it. It just gave it a little bit time to dry because that's waterproof ink. And then I was good to go. And the only thing why I say, you're welcome. That's why I wanted to show, because I know that I see on the Facebook group that so many people are saying they have their Bibles and they're afraid to start, and I felt the same way. I was one of those people until yesterday. And then I just decided to jump in and do it, because doing the pages first, I gesso my page. It stretches them out a little bit, you know, once you get water and everything on there. The green is Inktense also. It's my Inktense blocks. Nope, I did all the stamping first, and then I colored the flowers, and then I did the background, the green. But the pages stretch a little, so this page sticks out a little bit more on the edge than all the rest. So if I had done quite a few pages, it would have made it even tougher to get my pages to lay flat. So that's why I'm stressing, if you have a new Bible and you want to do art on the edge, I suggest doing the art on the edge first. If you want to get it, you know, a nice good imprint. Especially if you're stamping. But if you're drawing yourself, you know, if you're doodling or doing your own drawing, it probably would be fine to do it after the fact, but now I can do more than one page. I have another little Bible that I use, and I've been doing a little bit in that, but this is the only verse that I've worked on so far. So hopefully I'll be doing more videos of pages too. So if anybody has any questions, I'll answer them, and if not, I'm going to end the Periscope. And anybody that might have missed anything can go back and watch the replay. It's up for 24 hours. If there's anything you want to go back and catch that I might have said. Oh no, she just had them not that long ago. Maybe she'll get them in again. I have a pen by Illustrated Faith. I have this, and I bought some stickers and stuff. I threw the sticker out. Inspired Stamps, Bible Art Journaling. It's just called Colorable Words. Inspired Stamps, Bible Art Journaling, Colorable Words. I hadn't seen anything like this. I like the fact that they were colorable, the space in between. Yes, God Bless Your Art on Etsy. I'm sorry I only have one hand painted. I don't know if anybody noticed that. I'm testing out a nail polish on my left hand. Alright, well, I hope to see you guys again, and I will post when it's completely finished on the Facebook group. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for coming. No problem. Hopefully I'll see some of you on that Bible hop tomorrow, the Bible journaling hop. Good, I'm glad. I hope you do. Don't be like I was and wait and wait and wait. Just jump in and do it. You'll be glad you did. Thank you. You too. Everybody have a good night. Now we get to try to close this. This can be fun. Yep, it doesn't want to stop. Periscope needs to work out some of these bugs. Yeah, I have it up. It just doesn't react. It's the phone's super hot and